was crying that the policemen actually broke down their door, and that's about 3 a.m. And the time she made findings through, was it CCTV or something, she realized that it was 2:30 something that the policemen came in. And she said they scaled our fence, broke down the door, and forcibly took my husband away. That's what the Nigerian man said. In fact, let's just watch the video where she was crying. She showed us the door, she showed us the fence, and I saw this electric fence. It's an electric wire fence. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe people need it. How did they jump through that? Anyways, it's not a laughing issue, because even till now, she does not know where her husband is. And according to her, she said she was asking them where they are taking the husband to. But there was no, she just know they were wearing police uniform, and they were showing one badge, but she could not get the names and all of that. They just picked that husband. Let's watch this video so we understand properly what it is. Yoruba, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try and interpret. Yes, by the time we'll come back. But let's watch the video. Alright, welcome back. That's actually very sad, because right now, even after that video, she made another video. But most of the time, I didn't try to play that one. She made another video where she was saying that till now it's already 1 day gone, and she's yet to get the information about her husband's whereabouts. And not just did they take her husband, they said they took his car along. They took the husband's car along with them. So on that side, you can see it's quite dark. It's very early, and in the video, she said they came in, they busted in, and when they busted in, they didn't introduce themselves. They don't know where. She didn't know where they are coming from, who they are. If they are actually policemen, or they could be kidnappers. And in fact, there's a video that actually came almost immediately later after this one, where a woman was entering into her house. I think that was Delta State, and she was entering into her compound, broad daylight, and she saw a guy that was just standing beside the gate. And before you know it, the guy was wearing an army uniform. And before you know it, they stopped her before entering her compound. And when they stopped her, like 2 or 3 people came out from the bush opposite the house, and that's how they took her away. But thank God for CCTV that was able to capture how they took that woman away. If not, people that have been looking for the woman and probably say she went somewhere else. But anyways, while we were talking, while I was doing some chit chat, we have Success in the building. Finally, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
It's good to have you too.
Like an Igbo man. Or is it an Igbo man because of the tiger?
Well, I think it's a blend of both.
So which one are we going to call you? Odogu what?
Odogu Success is good.
Odogu Badis. Yeah, so yes, we have Success with me, and we're talking about the police break into the house. But first, let me get your reaction, and I'm sure you watched that, right? So you heard what the explanation. So what's your
This
take?
is quite sad and very terrifying. How would uniform men, police officers, barge into somebody's house at the middle of the night, right? Scaled through the fence. There was no ID. There was no forwarding address as to where the woman could come, probably the lawyer, to see the husband. You just move. No, this is not good enough, and I feel at this point we need to call on the IG of police to use its good office to do the right thing. It is not a lawless country. It is not a lawless country, and it is about 24 hours or so. Nothing has been heard, nothing has been done. How are we sure this man was not abducted?
Yes, that's another.
It could be a case of kidnapping. No, this is wrong. I don't know. I don't want to be in her shoes. I don't even know what is going through her mind. This is very traumatic, even for the children.
Yeah.
You know, look at the children.
They were looking like
I don't know.
And the one is so helpless because you could see she shouting and all of that. Well, let me read some of the comments I saw underneath the video. This one says, more reason why you have to have security cameras in the house. And that's quite true, because the house is big enough to actually have a security camera. Another one says, do you really know the source of income? Do you really know your husband's source of income? The question is to the wife. And another one says, are the acclaimed policemen on uniform? Are they okay? Are they actually policemen or are claimed policemen? Any search warrants? Did they show any questions? These are questions she needs to answer first. This video can complicate issues. There's nothing. This video is not complicating any issues. It's just straight to the point because she's confused. She's as confused as all of us watching the video. She's just probably seeking for help or solution from the people. What's your take on this? Okay, let me hear your take first.
I think that it's been a long time we've had situations where we have abuse of power, especially from uniform men, either from the police, from the army. But I always, there are certain times where I wish I practiced law, because when I see this intimidation, wrongly use of force, I just wish I could, do something about it. Because first of all, I have to take time to study the Constitution, know my fundamental human rights, what the police ought to do, what the police not to. I used to be a victim of police, all of these things on the road, you get extorted for. But when I found out that some of these things are wrong, so the few ones that I could confront, I had to confront them. The one who petition, I had an experience where my shop was robbed. And before it was robbed, there was already a threat from the vigilante in that area, and so I knew who the suspects were. So I reported the police, and funnily enough, the case was not going the way it ought to go, but I knew what to do. So I involved the lawyer, and I had to petition the particular police station that was handling the case. So I had to go all that extra mile, because at least to a certain knowledge, I am knowledgeable. Do you understand? So I think that the more knowledgeable, see, one of the things that we suffer in this country is ignorance. A lot of people are ignorant, and so when the police decide to misuse power, they don't know that what the police is doing is wrong. So if you first of all know your fundamental human rights, for example, you cannot come and search my house without a search warrant.
Yes.
Are you know what I'm saying? So you stop me on the road and you begin to make demand for certain things. You are not VIO, you are not road safety. I won't give you that audience. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you ought to know someone. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is, I think we can reduce some of these abnormalities by acquiring knowledge. As a Nigerian, you're supposed to know your fundamental human rights. Nobody should just walk up to you and tell you, I'm arresting you for what? Before you even follow the police, you're supposed to know, why am I being taken? Are you get what I'm saying? You're supposed to know some of those. Are you get what I'm saying? So when you see a police behaving like an armed robber and you take certain actions that is supposed to, if you get to the law, if you get to the court, you will defend your right, knowing that these people didn't act the way. But you see, it's not just a Nigerian factor, like in the United States, you see police wearing body cams, because even some of those bad police officers there abuse their power. So to reduce some of these things, usually you will have, in fact, it's a start now that you have.
You must have a body cam.
You must have a body cam.
Yes.
That is recording. It's not like you don't stop it. Yes. So it is. Are you know what I'm saying? So if we have those kind of systems in Nigeria, I think we would reduce a lot of all this abuse, because this, from the video, those guys didn't act like policemen.
Yeah,
they behave like robbers.
Exactly. That's the point, because you don't want them to capture your face. You can't show an ID card. There's no search warrant. Okay, where are you taking him to? You can't even tell where you're taking the poor boy to. Anyways, it's so sad. I hope the Nigerian police will actually take to this. Sometimes Instagram is a whole lot, but if they could take the video to Twitter and tag the IG, I'm very sure he would start working on that. It's so sad for her. So sorry about that, because she's a young woman. From her voice, she's very young, maybe, and you can see the kids too. They're still very, very small.